Well, hello, Lisa.
Hello,
I'm
Erin.
on the West Coast.
It's nice to know that you're on the West Coast and I am on the East Coast. I'm even further east than I usually am.
Really?
Yeah,
Where are you, Lisa?
I'll tell you in just a minute. But first, do you know I can't see your photo? All I can see is Coast to Coast Beauty's logo.
Oh, really?
I
You,
cannot see face.
you don't? Okay. Well, I see both of us. So hopefully everybody else is seeing both of us. Then, and hopefully they know that they have landed on Coast to Coast Beauty, where we are two people who are comprising up of west of the Coast to Coast Beauty. I'm Sharon Davis on the West Coast.
And I'm Lisa Washington on the East Coast. And today, usually, actually, I am East Coast as in Atlanta, Georgia. But today, I am East Coast as in Miami. I am at the Aton Brickell Hotel here at Brisbane Bay in Miami. And we're kicking off our family vacation 2018. And so it has been a very eventful last 24 hours trying to get the whole family here. And I just kicked them out of the hotel room just a minute ago, the rest of them. Ah,
Oh my goodness. Wow. So that is interesting. You're in on your vacation, but you're still working.
I am. Isn't that interesting that I do that? This is the best of both worlds. And matter of fact, that just brings us to our topic for today. Entrepreneurship. And I know before this broadcast is over, we're going to talk about some of the joys and maybe just one or two of the little cons to entrepreneurship. But one of the joys that I love is that I get to go on vacation and I can stop for 30 minutes to an hour and work, and then I can go back to vacationing. So yes.
Hello, Cherie, one
Oh
of our faithful viewers. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
yes, this afternoon for me.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking about is entrepreneurship and the pros and cons of it, which obviously the pros is that you can be on vacation, work a little bit and continue your vacation.
That's one of the pros. And you know what? When I was thinking about this, about what if we did a broadcast about this, what would I talk about? And this falls under one of the perks. So I think about that when it comes to entrepreneurship. The I think that there are about 4 or 5 very um, mm, juicy benefits. And but one of those juicy benefits is the perks, which is the vacations. What were you? What most people lump as lifestyle, which is the money, the potential for big money, and the vacations, the toys, the like that. All of that falls under the lifestyle. So, but I know that we are going to get started and talk about some of the other juicy benefits of entrepreneurship. So,
Right.
hey, Miss,
Right.
you want to get started, or you want me to start?
Well, I just want to say that one of the things that is really interesting to me, and first say hi to Sherry. She's I popped her up there, but we didn't get a chance to acknowledge her. Um, is that for you and me, both of us are in direct sales
Yes,
in the direct sales industry, in the cosmetic part of the direct sales industry.
yes.
And this industry has made more women millionaires than any other,
Mm-hmm.
than any other. And that to me is like very amazing.
Yes. And not just millionaires. There might be someone out there who says, "Oh my, I thought myself as a millionaire in my wildest dream." but I sure would like to have more money than I have now. And also, this industry has in the past and continues to have more women making a six-figure income than any other industry on earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because there's no glass ceiling.
Yeah, there is not. And so, sometimes even if you go to college and you get a degree, and especially as women, sometimes we hit that glass ceiling, and then it's like you have to go to war. Sometimes from the very bottom. I mean, even with a degree, they'll start you in the mailroom and say, "Okay, show me how hungry you are." And you got to work your way up. And
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen it, and I've even dealt with it a little bit. And so you have to get out there and actually go to war and scrape and sacrifice for every little bit that you get, and to try to overcome that glass ceiling. And then still, you some a lot of women feel find out that they still hit it once they get so far up the ladder.
And yeah, I know if you've been watching the news lately,
Oh.
you see some of the horrendous things that women, go through in their workplaces. So being your own boss really has benefits in that way as well. Is that you probably have less opportunity to be sexually harassed or limited because of someone who wants to have some kind of control over you.
Yes. And you know what? And when I said that to me, when I was thinking about this, I thought of about five different things that I personally love about being an entrepreneur. And what you just talked about, control, having the control over everything really is what's the top one. That was my number one. Um, Having control over your vision, having control over how you see the business moving forward, being the boss and having the control to make executive decisions because you are the CEO, the chief executive officer, and so control for me is the number one reason. Anybody that know me knows control is the number one reason why I have been here for over 20 years, and it is because I love it. I just have to have it. So if you're out there who is like, I can't work for nobody else. I've got to have some control over my life. Then, hey, you might want to check this industry out. And you definitely
Right.
check out entrepreneurship.
Yes, definitely. I mean, like you're on vacation. This weekend is my anniversary.
Oh,
So we'll be closing down today and nobody will be getting me the whole weekend. So, and I can make those choices to do that, whether I want to work 3 days a week or whether I want to work 7 days a week. It's totally up to me as to how I want to do that. And I can totally work my family's needs and friends' needs, even sometimes around what I do.
yeah. And happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
um,
Thank you. Thank you.
and you're right.
Oh, okay. She's inviting people. Thank you.
Um, the freedom that you're talking about, that was the next thing on my list, the freedom. Okay, because you get to just work when you want, whenever you want. It's all totally up to you. You get to work how you want. For instance, my business right now today, I'm broadcasting from a cell phone, duct tape to the window in my hotel room. So you get to work whenever you want. You get to work whenever you want. You get to work where I mean, here I am. And my husband asked me, he says, you're doing the broadcast today? And I said, yes. And he said, oh, I'm surprised. Because and I said, well, last week was the Thanksgiving holiday. And so we pre-recorded then. And then here I am this week. And then next week, I'm going to be somewhere in the Caribbean. And so I said, so I wanted to go live somewhere in between there so that so I just didn't want it to be a whole 3 weeks before I actually got in front of an audience live.
Right.
So you'll see what we do next week. It's going to be a little bit of a surprise for you ladies and gentlemen who join. But yeah, and the final thing is you get to work why. So you get the to choose the when, the how, the where, and the why. Okay, because
And the with who?
and, oh my goodness, yes,
Yes.
who?
Yes.
Because you and I chose to work with each other, right?
Yep. From way across the country.
Across the country, we have never actually met face to face, and
You
yet
know, I think we have,
you think,
but it was about 20 years ago.
oh my goodness.
It was at least 20 years ago when you first came in is when it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. I wouldn't be surprised. I was out in LA a lot during the early years, being at trainings and doing guest events out there and presenting from the stage. So I'm pretty sure if you were around then, we probably did grace the same room together.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Stacy, I am in Miami, or as some people say, Miami. I am. This is the part of a 10-day vacation, and we to before the 10 days are up, we're going to we plan to grace the Cayman Islands, and we're going to stop in Jamaica, and we'll make a stop in the Bahamas, and then there's another island somewhere that I've never heard of, and I really should have pulled the paper and read it. But when somebody asked me, "Where are you gonna go?" I said, "Who cares? I'm gonna be I'm gonna be on vacation. It's gonna be sunny, lots of beaches, lots of blue water, lots of little drinks with umbrellas in them, and that counts. And I don't have to make a bed. There's maid service, and I don't have to cook. And okay, I can sleep. I just got up from a nap. We know we flew in this morning. Delta got us here really fast, 30 minutes faster than normal. I think their pilot was a speed demon, but here we are. And so yes, Miami and all points in between before we get back into Atlanta in about 10 days. So thank you for joining us, Stacy.
Yes, definitely.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, um, and the whole point in terms of entrepreneurship is even more gratifying when it's a home-based business.
Yes, I believe so too. I know for me, the biggest reason why I am in this industry is because of the control and the freedom. But the fact that it is home based, it gave me an extra level of benefits because I am the mom, a wife of a husband who traveled extensively for his job. And I'm the mom of five sons. And so if you add those two things together, a spouse who's always on the road, and then, a bunch of little kids in there that you have to raise, being able to work from home was oh my goodness, I can't even imagine if I didn't have that. If I didn't have that option, I think I know that my our lives, the kids' lives would have been totally, totally different and not necessarily for the better.
Right, right. And I've enjoying the freedom to have my grandkids over, like during the out of school week. Last week, my middle granddaughter was here the whole week, and she loves just being around lipstick.
I saw, I
you know, Miss little Miss Lipstick. I don't know where she got it from.
saw several generations from what I.
So that's just wonderful for me. And even though I had my direct sales business, and then I had a private practice and worked for the government it all simultaneously, it allowed me to have more freedom with my children and be able to, I could introduce my products at a cheer competition or karate tournament or whatever, wherever we were and whatever we were doing. But the tax breaks, oh my goodness.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir right now, girl, when you talk about tax breaks. Every year when I leave the tax lady's house or office, I will tell you right now, I don't know. We'd probably be I'd be in jail somewhere under IRS ban if it wasn't for the fact that we have all of these tax write-offs and tax breaks that come from not only being an entrepreneur, but I mean, if your business is in your home, ooh, just takes it to another level. And
Yes.
so,
Yes,
yes, I would be a slave to the IRS if it wasn't for the fact that I do own a home-based business. I am and get those entrepreneurial tax breaks and tax perks.
definitely, definitely. And it's, the benefit of being able to, just the flexibility of everything. I mean, like next week you'll be on vacation, the same day I'll be going into surgery.
Right.
So the following week I'll probably be broadcasting from my lounger over here in my office instead of the regular place. But it's just the flexibility to change things and do what you need to do or not do what you need to do even at some point. It's just interesting. And because you're not totally isolated, that's what's been awesome for me, is building a community of people to support you when you need it, but
Hmm.
you're still not having to be locked into anybody else unless you want to be. So,
Yes. And I was doing some business planning recently, and designed for just businesses, not necessarily people in direct sales. And so I had to really put some thinking into it, and it was talking about your executive officers, and of course, if I'm the owner of the business, I'm the CEO. But a normal business would have a CFO, a chief financial officer, and then you would have COO, a chief operating officer, and then you would have a chief MO, which is now a chief marketing officer, which is a new position that's just now big businesses are scrambling to put those in position, chief marketing officers. And
mm,
and I thought at first I thought, oh, that doesn't apply to me. And then I had to go back and think about it. But that's not true because I hire a coach who I consider to be my chief operating officer, in that she shows me the correct way to operate my business. And another coach who you and I both had the same coach who we could consider to be our chief marketing officers because she taught us how to market our business, especially on social media. And then,
right.
okay, and then I have, over the years bought training, and those people would be considered my chief, financial officer because they teaching me how to structure my money, because that's one of the cons that people think of being a business owner is you don't have a steady paycheck. But oh my goodness, if you don't know how, but you get someone who does know how and teach you how to structure your finances, your business
Mhm.
and your personal finances. Oh yes, you have a steady paycheck. Yes, you can. You can control how big it is.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I've been having a lot of fun with some new ladies that have joined my team who they it's interesting. They haven't really put a whole lot of effort into the business, but they've been getting lots and lots of clients just because they're learning from me how to do the online stuff, and they're just totally amazed at, oh. So that's, yeah, it's fun, and it's also gives you the opportunity to pour into other people as well, and that is a blessing and a big privilege as well. So Stacy had a comment. She says Sherry has given me lots of advice and suggestions,
Okay. I,
and she said that's what we've gotten lately from Sherry, and it's been a real blessing. And then, of course, my grandmother said she's here. Hello, Grandma. She's here every week. We can always depend on that.
And she shows in between broadcasts. Thank you for thinking of me and for including me in your life. And I hope I'm not busting you up and telling Sharon that you and I have a little communication behind her back. we
Ooh!
they
Oh my goodness.
I borrow,
I didn't know about that.
I borrow your grandma sometimes. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, she goes and friends my friends. I don't know how I feel about that, but okay.
I'm okay. But you know what? I one of the things that I love about entrepreneurship is, and I'm gonna say it's two things, and one of them is learning, and one of them is growth. And sometimes you think that's the same thing, but learning, because learning is gaining more knowledge, gaining more know-how. Because if you own your own business, you have to keep up with what's going on. You have to keep up what's going on in the marketplace. You have to keep up with what's going on in the industry. And yes, those are two different things. Because, for instance, we're in the direct sales industry, but the market that we're in is beauty and cosmetics, okay, personal care products. So you have to keep up with the trends and techniques and the best practices of your industry and of your market. And so it's a great opportunity for you to learn. But now growth is knowledge in action. So you get to put it in action. That's when you can teach it. You were talking about the fact that you learn some online techniques, you put them in action, and that's growth. And then you pass those on to the new ladies coming on your team, and you're able to pour into other people. So that right there is also a big part. I guess I love everything about this, about being an entrepreneur, because I love being able to pour into other people, and I love being able to coach other people and mentor other people, especially women. Oh my goodness, that sisterhood is it's incredible. There's no way to even describe
And Sherry says that she loves being her own boss. Yeah.
it. Yeah,
I always say that it's AVL. Always be learning.
yeah, always be learning. And I know that all the women I associate with and surround myself with, like you and Cherie and even Stacy, that's what we do. We are always out learning something new, and then we not just learning, because some people have this failure to launch. You know, they learn, and they're in learn mode, or what can I call it? Lifetime students. They are never going to graduate and go to work. They just keep on learning. But we actually put what we learn into practice, and then we pass it on. So I mean that I think that's what it was meant to be like anyway.
Right, right, right. And that reminds me that I've got my got to renew my license. So I've got to get out of this mode of learning and get into another mode just for a few months or so at least, so I can keep those things up and going. But yeah,
Oh,
this is so exciting that you can. I mean, over this year,
hmm
things have totally changed for us because of the new skills we've learned, and that led to this show.
yes, it did. Among other things, yes,
Yeah.
it did lead to this show. Um, and I will say this. I said earlier, failure to launch was a very real con. One of the cons of this business is, and especially if you have never been an entrepreneur, or you move into a new industry, or you move into a new market, there's a certain amount of fear that comes with it. And so you go into learn mode. And sometimes I think women don't even realize that they're stuck in that cycle like a hamster on a wheel, and they need someone to say, to give them a little gentle nudge, or sometimes even a swift kick that
Push
gets
them off that branch and make
and
them
hold it.
fly.
And move into the other part of it, which is the action part of it.
Yes, definitely. And then being able to see those results that you yourself created. I mean, it's just nothing like that.
Is one of the benefits. I talked about the perks of it, of the business. It is the satisfaction that comes with it is one of those. For me, it was unexpected. I didn't expect to get the level of satisfaction from being responsible for my choices, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And being responsible for pouring into other women and being responsible for growing something from scratch and seeing the growth and seeing the that it spreads and seeing the impact that you have on your life, your family, your community, even the world. So that satisfaction has been totally unexpected, but definitely appreciated.
Yeah, yeah. And all the lovely ladies that we can work with. Um, Cherie says that Stacy Simone Champagne, you are my West Coast sister and business buddy.
Okay, see, there's another coast to coast going on right there.
Right, right. And that's
Right.
the thing is that with the internet now, it's like the world has become so much smaller. It's and the proof of that is like over my desk here. I have a clock for LA time. I have a clock for the East Coast time for it says New York, and then I have a clock for London time because I need to know what time it is in all those areas because of what I'm doing. So it's kind of funny that
But did you imagine, 20, 30 years ago that this is where you would be? Isn't it? It's exciting, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know what one of the things that's sad to me though is that there are a lot of women who have worked in this industry for a lot of years. And now things have changed with the internet, with the way people do business. And it's kind of hard sometimes to adjust to that.
With the world, Sharon, the
Mm,
world changed. It has grown.
yes. Yes. And Stacy says, I have an MBA in education, so I have to keep learning and putting it into practice and also be willing to learn and oh,
I'll,
something for others. Uh,
I'll baby.
yeah, for others. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, in different career paths, you have certain obligations to keep learning and renewing your skills. I mean, my license, I have every 2 years have to have so many continuing educations, or I'm not going to get renewed. That's the way it is.
More
But hmm,
continuing education credits is what they call it.
right, right. CUs, yeah. So, but even though I don't have a obligation for learning with my business, it only makes sense to do so, to continuously grow, to continuously impact your environment by educating yourself to give out more value.
You know, years ago, I heard this.
Oh, and be open to learn from others. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that was Stacy.
Yes.
Okay, yes, yes, Stacy, you're so right. And after having interacted with you somewhat, I totally see that in you. I absolutely do, and you have passed it on to your son. I noticed that too.
Who you talking about, Stacy?
Yes, Stacy. I was talking to my husband about him last night. I'm very impressed with that young man, and so I know that he's a product of his environment, and so that means I'm impressed with Stacy. Um, what I was saying is earlier was I heard the concept that, and it's a true concept. The universe is expanding. That's a scientifically proven fact that the universe is expanding. It's growing. And so if we as humans in this universe are not growing, we are actually you might think that you're standing still, but you're not. You're actually going backwards. because it's leaving you behind. And so for anyone who thinks that I'm just going to play it safe and I'm not going to grow because I don't want the responsibility that comes with the growth, you have to understand that it's either growing or dying, growing or decaying, and growing or growing less. You either growing bigger or higher, or you growing less or lower, because it's going to leave you behind. If there are two objects that's sitting there together and one starts moving and the other one don't, I mean, you're still, the distance is getting greater and greater and greater. So
Right.
I would encourage anyone who thinks that the safe route is to not learn and to not grow, to not put it into action. I would hate for you to, get further in your life and look back and realize the mistake that, hey, I was actually dying. I was actually going backwards.
Right. And I had a point in my business that I had to actually, you know, tune out those kinds of people to be able to move forward, because you have that negativity and so forth with some people who don't want change. And, you know, so
Uh,
I had to choose to just cut that out, not hear that, and just do what I felt was best for me. And that's the benefit of being entrepreneurs. You can do that.
yes, misery loves company, or or the feathers flock together. So if you find a group of people who are happy in their unhappiness, or who just don't want the responsibility moving forward, you have the choice of, surrounding yourself with a different group of people, some who reflect some, at least some of the values that, and you're not going to find anybody who reflects all of your values, that because we are all uniquely made, but we can find someone who we have some points of reference with in order to grow forward with.
Definitely. Like you, and I mean, you've got an awesome team that just, really are cohesive, very cohesive.
Thank you. uh,
Yeah.
I think that we are, I like to think that we are a very cohesive team, sisterhood, girlfriends, business partners, and it's been a exercise in growth that doesn't happen naturally or seamlessly. All these different individuals do not just come together and become a seamless team. You know,
Right.
learn by doing, and you will make adjustments. We might rub each other the wrong way a little bit. I think some of y'all heard me and Cherie talk about our early days when she would say, I need you on my back. But you know what? After we finished what we had to say, we still loved each other at the end of the day, and we were willing to examine what the other person was saying, and ask ourselves, is it true? And can I make adjustments, or is it just an opinion? And can I still make adjustments, or can we meet each other halfway, or can we agree to disagree? And I love that about being a team. I love that you don't have to be one of the board or a mini me. You don't have to be like anybody else. You get to be whoever you uniquely are, and you bring your gifts to the table. I
Yeah.
promise you, if your gifts will make room for you, if you just be loyal to them and faithful to them and stick to them, don't bury them. Don't bury your talents under a rock or in the ground, thinking that that's a way not to be responsible. Again, you lose. But I love seeing a group of women come together, all different personalities, all different likes and dislikes and backgrounds and hopes and dreams for the future. And we come together and we make something even more beautiful, even more powerful, even more impactful. That's priceless.
Yes. Hi, Colleen. I see you're here.
Oh
How
my
are
goodness,
you?
Colleen! I'm glad you could stop in. Colleen is a part of our awesome team, the one we're just talking about.
Okay, great.
It's
Yes.
on driving real smoothly down the track towards success together.
And that's what really makes it just an adventure and fun. And there's just nothing to compare to it. The team building and team She said she's sorry she's late. But you can see the whole thing, Colleen, in a few minutes and won't miss a thing.
Oh, record it so you can watch the replay. There's no such thing as I missed it. It just means that, oh, I'll get it. I'm getting it later. I'm getting it. So please go back and watch from the beginning. I will say that the entrepreneurship does come with responsibility. And if you are brave enough to just get started, okay? And you can learn what you need to learn along the way. You can get started. And if you've ever had a dream of wanting something more than what you're getting now, or that you can see yourself getting from your current environment, it is and it is an opportunity unlike any other. I fell into this by mistake by going to a party. I know Cherie fell into it by mistake by going to a party. I think Colleen was just scrolling down the feed on Facebook and saw something that she liked and was like, wow. And so, but it doesn't matter how you got here. The point is, if you can have the faith the size of a mustard seed and just launch, and you'll find the people who need to help you. Oh, they'll show up along the way. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So you don't sit there and think I got to know everything. What you'd have to have is the desire to make a bigger impact either on your family, on your community, on your finances, on your freedoms, on your peace of mind, and the list goes on and on.
And I always tell my team that, YouTube is your business partner and Google is your educator because there's nothing that you can't learn to do by utilizing those two platforms.
I wear those two things out. Do you understand me? I don't even know how they do it because it's almost like a college course. It's like I'm in two colleges. I'm in the College of Google and the College of YouTube, or the University of YouTube. And I will go out and find something in a minute. And um, I kind of almost trained my family the same way. My son asked me a question. I was like, Google, YouTube, Google, YouTube. Or I was
Yeah.
like, smartphone. So if he knows smartphone, I want you to learn, young man, and I want you to absorb, and I want you to make the connection. So yes, those two are powerful. Um, Information is abundant. It is abundant. There's an unlimited source of information out there. So not knowing how to do something is never, ever, ever going to be an excuse for not doing it. Ever.
And it's something my husband always says to me when I say, I'm going to do this, this, and the other, and then I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to do this and this and this, and that's going to happen. And then this will cause this and so and so. And he'll say, well, not knowing how to do something has never stopped you before. So let me just back up.
Girl, we were separated at birth, okay?
I'm telling you.
There's no room for dumb people in the age of smartphones.
Okay. And we've talked mostly about the pros. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so what are the cons?
The cons. The cons is that oh my goodness. The cons, and I'm just gonna name some off the top of my head, and then if you want to expand on some, you can. The cons is, yeah, you do have to have some money to start. Now, not a lot of money to start always, but some money. And some people just think they can launch a business with no money or
Mm.
never investment and never invest in that business. And so the cons is that you do have to make a financial investment. And I don't know if that's a con. That's a perk, I think, because it gives you a very good reason to do good, so you don't lose your money.
And
Um,
it's not always, and actually, it doesn't always have to be a monetary investment. I mean, it can be a time investment. It can be an energy investment.
yes, Zig Ziglar said that you can get started with a little bit of money and a lot of time, or you can get started with a lot of money in less time. So
Yeah.
take okay, and so those two jive hand in hand. I will tell you that the two biggest excuses I have when someone says, Lisa, I want to make more money. I want to be my own boss. I want to be a business owner. How can I do it? And then they then start with the, oh, I don't have any money, and oh, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do this. I don't have the time to do that. Oh my goodness. I can break, look, it'll take me another broadcast, but I can break that down. I can break it down to prove that there's time there. And that's not the issue. Okay, because we watch TV, I mean, we got recreation, we sit around on the couch. Uh-uh. If you add up the amount of time that you sleep, the amount of time that even if you have another job, and you subtract and the amount of time you spend on your family, and you subtract it from the 24 hours in a day, there's a few hours in there that you can use. So yeah,
I
but
mean,
those are the
really, and that's the way I try to train my people is that just identify 10 hours out of the week,
mhm.
10 hours, and I can show you where you will make a difference. But
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
have to have that motive. You have to be a person that can get yourself going, that you don't need someone to tell you what to do all the time and just want it.
Yeah, and so that's another con. There's nobody behind you that's gonna make you successful. They're not gonna make you successful. They're not gonna make you be successful. So the one of the cons is the responsibility. Okay, the responsibility for your success or failure falls on you. Okay, the responsibility for finding the time to work your business falls on you. I found the time in the middle of my vacation, and by the way, my family goes on vacation every December. This is like a family tradition. Remember, last week when we talked about, for holiday traditions. I don't celebrate the holidays, but my family has had a tradition of going on vacation in December for 100 years. And it's not just my husband and my son here. There's about 40 other family and friends conversion with us on this same vacation, and we do it all the time. So um, the responsibility for finding the time to do what you want, the responsibility for finding the money when it's needed, the responsibility for working until the job is done and not just working until you get tired. Because let me tell you something, I have worked when I'm tired and sick. Okay. And the responsibility of keeping up with the industry. You just talked about the fact that the way we did business when you and I started in this industry 20 years ago is not the way that we are doing business today.
No, not at all.
So that's a con. If you don't want to keep up, then this is not the industry for you. Entrepreneur is not for you if you don't want to take the responsibility for keeping up. Okay, so those are some of the cons. Those are the top ones that I see.
Yeah. And that's what the same I would tell you is that you have to have your own set of ears to hear your own voice saying this is what I need to do and follow through with it because nobody's going to make you do it. Um, but the benefits of being able to have that freedom is unbelievable.
The
But
benefit of being able to have that lifestyle, the
yes,
lifestyle to choose when you go on vacation, how much you're going to spend, the lifestyle to spend the money on things that are important to you, like private school, if that is one of the things that is.
yeah,
It was the lifestyle to buy the toys that you know what people talk about. They separate the benefits into little pieces, but it's about the lifestyle, that the way to live a well lived life. Okay, and
and that's what entrepreneurship is a lifestyle.
yes, 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 yes.
So we have beat that to death, I think.
I loved it. I
Do
love
we
it.
not love it or not? So, you know what, ladies? We are still going on Lisa's What's in Your Bag. She just loves that stuff. So please continue to send in your pictures. Let's change it up this month to just something unusual that you have in your purse.
Yeah, something.
Just something unusual. No other categories, but something unusual that most people would not have in their purse. So look, send us in those pictures of what's in your bag.
And
And Miss Cherie was our last winner of the Coast to Coast shot glass. That
and
she needs to send me her address. PM me your address, Cherie, so I can send yours out to you. And we will be here next week with the topic of starting the new year, right?
yes, starting right.
Starting off 2018 strong.
Oh yes, every December I figure out how I'm gonna do a January jump start, so I can jump start that year with a bang. So I hope you'll join us next week when we talk about how to do a really powerful January jump start.
Yes, definitely. Okay. Yes, she's okay. Send it to me, girl.
Okay, so thinking of, I hope I don't. Hold on a minute. This is, and Sharon, thank you for the tip of how to do this without my ring light, my halo light. Sharon told me
Okay.
to to
So
take.
what are you doing? Am I closing down or what?
No, I'm going to see if I can turn around and give you a view of what I'm looking at out of my hotel room. But I have to.
Okay, she's gonna share her vacation with us.
Yeah, so this is my room at the Aton Brickell Hotel. It's a beautiful, and another thing I love about going on vacation every December is we always come down a day early and stay a day late, and we pick a different upscale hotel. And this one is called the Aton Brickell, ATTONBRICKELL. Look it up on Facebook or online. It's a beautiful hotel. I've never stayed here before, but I love it. So I'm gonna try to turn this around. I don't know if y'all can see. Can you see the skyline there?
Ooh, it is blue.
Oh
We
my God.
don't see blue skies in LA,
Okay. Love, 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 love this. We have a
Is
beautiful
that a painting, Lisa? You're looking at? What is that?
girl. That's my life. That's that lifestyle. That's that entrepreneur lifestyle, sweetie. And I encourage anybody out there who wants some of that for yourself, for any reason whatsoever. We need to talk. Talk to Sharon or talk to myself or talk to one of these other ladies that have been commenting out here. But you definitely deserve it, and I want you to have it. Okay, Miss Sharon, I'm gonna let you start us on the farewell.
Okay, well, we pretty much are done, ladies, and we've come to an end of another successful Coast to Coast Beauty. And I am Sharon Davis on the West Coast.
And this is Lisa Washington in Miami on the East Coast.
So we're going to blow you a kiss off. And this is the end for today. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Mm.
Be watching my Facebook page for some posts of my vacation, ladies and gentlemen.